was this question I need to know, or answer I need to know? Being a dual sport walk on in college and picking between the two sports and navigating through that, what was that like for you?
It was tricky, man. It was tricky. I was probably an undersized Division One Big Ten fullback and probably a big athletic college catcher. So I sort of struggled between what is my body best fit for. We learned at South that if you I was not a starter as a junior. Our senior class was very, very good, and we had state championship goals in the 1995 season. So I started the year on the bench, but I got a chance to play. I played well, and I played my way into the lineup. And we always learned that if you make the most of an opportunity, you are granted more opportunities. So as a dual sport athlete, it was hard to pick just one. It really was. And even now, I talking about it, I still I grapple over which one I like better. So coming out of high school, I was being recruited to play football and baseball at University of Iowa. I had agreed to be a preferred walk-on football player with a very real chance of being a scholarship catcher, both for the Hawkeyes. And as the baseball coach had explained to me that if I'm a scholarship catcher and a walk-on fullback, I get to play both sports for a year, then I had to make a decision. And if baseball is paying for my school and football is not, then I'm expected to choose baseball. And if in that 1 year I earned a football scholarship, which, as you know, is a full ride compared to baseball being a partial, then that sort of resets our conversation. So I thought that was a very fair, assessment from him. And I go to Iowa as a preferred walk-on fullback, but I get to campus and I have mononucleosis, and I weigh 183 pounds. And judging by you guys' facial reactions there, when you see a 183-pound Big Ten fullback, it's like, who let the manager on the field? Who gave that kid a jersey? So it was. I mean, I was sick for sure. I spent the first day of my college career in the university hospital, being pumped full of fluids and IVs and such. So I started my college football career at a severe physical disadvantage on day one. And as you know, to be a Division One running back, linebacker, you should, 220, 230 is like probably the light end. And I'm at 183. So I'm looking around on the team meetings. I'm like, those kickers and punters are bigger than me. Like, man, I don't care how big my cowboy collar is with my jersey pulled over it. I got spaghetti strap arms. Like I need to get bigger. So that put me at a disadvantage from day one from a college football standpoint.
Now, with you saying that, Brian, did your mindset teeter or mentality like, wow, these guys are much bigger than me? Were you scared by the competition, or did you welcome the competition ahead of you?
So it's so funny. Now, as a grown man, I look back and I'm like, 18-year-old Brian, you idiot. You're 70 pounds lighter than that defensive end you have to block. Like, what if you were wrestling? Like, you're nowhere near the same weight class, right? I mean, it's unheard of. I mean, UFC fights are canceled if you have a 70-pound weight disparity.
Right.
But as an 18-year-old, it's like, oh, well, that's the guy I got to block. I'm going to go after him. And in the book, I use this analogy, like when a Mini Cooper collides with an F-150, the Mini Cooper usually loses, right? And that's something that in my mind, I'm like, I'll go get him. Because my dad's a coach, I feel like I always had pretty good footwork and pretty good technique. And whereas in high school, I was used to sort of running through people. Now I was just kind of trying to shield them and get in their way enough where our scholarship tailbacks could, they didn't need a whole lot of room. So if I could just get in the way for a second and give them a lane, that's all they really needed.